Today we're asking the question, did she really just do that? And we discover who's pretending to be what today. We've got people pretending to be upset. We've got a brand new rapper here to assault your earlobes. Do not miss that. And who's taking a dive for love? Well, let's find out, shall we? Hello and welcome to Lawd Lukan. It's time to open the curtains and let chaos take centre stage as we act up for another episode of Love During Lockup. On today's show, Slow-Mo gets excited, Emily gets excited, and Ayesha gets exciting.
I came with these hoes.
All this and more right here on the Lawd Lukan channel.
Monique, you okay? Call the ambulance.
Top of the morning, bienvenue and konnichiwa to you. Big loves to those who've subscribed, you beautiful people. And a glass of Hibiki 21 to the lords and ladies of the Lukan Manor.
No. Hello. Did I stop giving you attention for a second?
Anyway, well then, mon petit pois, we're off for another dose of the Love After Lockup lovelies. And if you missed the last episode, here's a quick recap for those in the back of the class that weren't paying attention. We found that Ayesha AKA Mumu, who's had more charges than a Nokia 3650, has a thing about feet.
You gonna have to suck my toes.
I'm never sucking no man's toes.
Gross. We found that Slow-Mo is scared to go visit a man in prison because they tend to put criminals in prison.
You ain't gonna see him yet.
I'm kind of scared going to a prison.
And just his parole was put off till the following year due to some fisticuff action.
I'm gonna stay me until October next year.
Are you kidding me?
So first we're going to pick up with the Emily and Justin story over in Wells, Nevada. And it's here where we're going to witness some of the finest acting that our resident corn star and perv pleasurer, Emily, has to offer. Okay, now Emily, your motivation for this scene is the man that you love and adore is about to spend another 13 months longer in prison than you originally thought. Okay, so we need surprise. Are you ready? And action.
Because I'm on this conduct.
Yeah, it'll do. Let's try a bit more passion next time. You know, a little bit of sincerity. Okay, so what we need in the next line is for you to be all upset and worried. You know, sort of react like the man that you love isn't coming home quite yet. Okay, and action.
Okay. So what? Can you appeal it?
Okay, well, I'm not really getting upset. I'm more sort of getting my package has been stuck on 8 stops away for far too long. Let's try and really dig deep for some emotion, shall we? Imagine, you know, someone you love, like let's say you aren't coming home straight away, and you're really distraught about it. Okay, and action.
Can we do something?
How about some better acting? That would be nice. Okay, let me put this into more of a sort of a corn perspective. The plumber has popped over to service your pipework. And oh no, he's forgotten his wrench, but he has to fit his extra large ballcock into your flange. Okay, and action.
Next year.
No, not quite. All right then, let's take 5 and we'll cut to Justin. Now, Justin is a bit busy playing the victim because the big bad prison system has it in for him. A bit like how Slow-Mo said that Ohio was weird because they go ahead and charge people with kidnap who, do a bit of kidnapping. Yeah, Ohio and all your weird, stupid rules and stuff.
The way the parole system works here is not ideal.
I know, can you believe it? Just because he broke the rules and went and did a bunch of stuff he shouldn't be doing, he wasn't allowed to get out early. It's like they expect you to behave yourself or something. Just because he had a little bit of a fight and then he
Made like a batch of wine, and then I got caught with it.
could have looked a little bit more remorseful though, couldn't he, really? Wine though, that's terribly sophisticated, isn't it? None of your lowbrow hooch, you know? None of your jail ale or the old toilet tango? No, Justin was masterfully producing a touch of the old Chardonnay du Clink. Yes, there's nothing that big bad ball-busting Bob from West Wing enjoys more than a joyful Merlot and some vol au vents before he goes off for an evening of shanking in the showers. And they say prison's uncivilized. Speaking of getting a good shanking, let's go see if Emily's acting's improved as we get her dramatic rendition of crying.
Okay.
Okay. I love how she does the little squishy face thing to really try and squeeze out those tears. You know what I find that actually helps you cry? Actually caring, about what's happening. But maybe she just comes from the Amber Turd School of Acting.
My dog stepped on a bee.
Please hold.
I know, I'm not trying to do this, I'm sorry. Huh?
Yeah, I'm not trying to cry. Yeah, I could definitely believe that. If that's her trying, then I'd hate to see what not giving a shit looks like. Well, probably a lot like that, I guess.
Because I swear, I don't know, I don't know, everything's gonna be fine.
But let's give her one last chance, shall we? Maybe if she summons up a few tears and a sniff that isn't drier than the vegan teacher's moist bits, then maybe we'll be in business. Is it just me, or are you, my dear viewer, not buying all this crying business? For my 2 cents, she's slightly worse than Steven Seagal.
Yeah, what am I doing here? Earning your trust, maintaining my cover. You already screwed that up.
And slightly better than Sofia Coppola from Godfather 3.
Dad? Why are you doing this to me?
And kind of on par with Dr. Phil. Did you know that the phrase "my 2 cents" originated in the 1920s, which, adjusted for inflation, is now worth about 40 cents? There you go. But what do you know? Moments later, and Emily's forgotten that she's supposed to be all distraught and upset, and switches back to her usual self.
I told you from the beginning it didn't matter how much time it was. We'll figure it out.
But then suddenly remembers and sort of switches back again.
Promise me.
I promise I'm not going anywhere.
Good job. Either she's exceptionally brave and courageous for showing such strength and guts in a moment like this, or she's thinking, cool, this means I'll have to keep my ass in this show for a little bit longer. Yay, free advertising.
You're not gonna lose me. You're really not. I'm really not going anywhere.
Well, not really. She'll be off taking the perverts to heaven and back. But she's got one last chance to sell the upset concept. I know, how about you do the whole no thing like they do in the movies? Okay, Emily, here's your big moment, and action. Yeah, not bad. The line was actually no, but, we'll let you off. Though all I could think of was the fact that she's got a really silly walk still. Right, enough of that. Let's take our butts over to Atlanta, Georgia, shall we? Because it's time to meet another one of our new faces for the first time. And it's the turn of Ayesha and Mikhael. Today, Ayesha and friends are off for a few cheeky cocktails. And Ayesha is pretending not to be 54.
Hey y'all, I don't know where y'all daddy at, but yo mama in this bitch.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What?
She's joined by her friend Crystal, whose face doesn't move anymore and appears to be having a few hot flushes. Ayesha, who looks like Michelle Obama's stunt double, is a professional lady in the field of medicine-ness.
My job is to train doctors on the new software that has been implemented in their...
Oh, sorry, I had IT. My brain went into a coma. It's like the worst person to get stuck talking to at a wedding, isn't it? Hi, I'm Gary, and I work in IT. Great, yeah, I think here the Nibbles calling me. But wait, here comes one of my favourite things when it comes to the Lalu people. The one thing that gets me more excited than anything else on the show. It's not a decent dig into their history, it's...
I'm doing the most unheard of thing that anyone could possibly imagine for me. I'm being a rapper.
Oh, yes.
Wear they clothes on them real tight, like OJ hand in the glove. I came with these hoes.
I came with these hoes.
Okay, with the hose. Blimey, that was, that was something, wasn't it? Let's just have that last bit one more time, shall we?
I came with these hoes.
Damn you, WETV, for cutting off that bit at the end. So, that bar for rapping, which Julius managed to lower considerably, has now made the subterranean level. But why the hell not, I guess? Although when she said the most unheard thing, I did think, well, not for Lalu, it's not. It's practically a requirement. So, Ayesha spent hours swiping to find a man.
I thought, this guy is a plus-size, handsome, like, chunky football player type.
I'd say he looks more like the kind of man who has his own smoker in the backyard, personally. They started talking, they got on quite well, and so he sent her a picture of his great, big, massive forehead. And that was it. The seeds of love were flung into the wind.
But he was just wonderful. And then I fell in love.
Bless her. It's the same old story. Boy meets girl, girl meets boy. Boy's doing time for trafficking cocaine. Girl waits 99 years for him to get out, whilst bankrupting herself by sending him loads of money. Mikhael doesn't have a release date yet, and was charged with a little bit of parole violation, use/stroke possession of drug paraphernalia, possession marijuana second, unlawful distribution of a controlled substance, escape in the third degree, trafficking cocaine, assault in the third degree, and attempt to elude police. But these weren't all at once. His original crime of trying to traffic the old party powder was back in 2007, and he got paroled in 2017. He then went to do a bit of the old farming. You know, actual farming with cattle and stuff, you know, not sort of the fun farming, if you know what I mean. But one day, a guy came and stole some livestock from him.
And he went and put a bogus harassment warrant on me, but unfortunately, it did violate my parole.
And that was where WET kind of said that he'd underplayed his role a little bit, as they highlighted the third-degree assault charge part. So basically, a guy came and stole a bunch of animals from him, and Mikhael either threatened to kick his butt, or did actually kick his butt. And whilst he said it was just harassment, the editors clearly wanted us to spot the gap between his version and the legal version. Anyway, let's get back to Ayesha, shall we? As she's due on stage at the local open mic night.
I like a ratchet, go grill, go bout big gold. I got habits, I don't talk no more, just listen, bitch, bow.
That wasn't actually that bad though, was it? In fact, these ladies were so excited they've got to put their tops on. That's careless. But there is still that rather large detail of Mikhael's release dates.
999 years. No release date. Do that make sense? That doesn't even make sense.
But check out that super large font on her printout.
That doesn't even make sense.
Well, it kind of does. If somebody's in custody because of parole violation, it means the parole board must review the violation and decide whether to extend it, reinstate it, or revoke the parole altogether. So, when he said earlier that he could get parole in 6 months, what he means is that the parole board will consider him in 6 months. And if he gets granted parole, he might be out between 30 and 90 days after that. So, what does that tell us about him? Well, it tells us that he likes to skirt around the issues with his version of the truth. And I'm not the only one who thinks so.
All jailbirds want is a pen pal.
Whatever.
That man lying like a lawyer. He lying.
Next, we're off to Ohio. And here's a fun fact about Ohio. It's a common place for people to shoot their movies. For example, they made the Avengers there. Right here in Cleveland, which is where Captain America apparently takes charge of the battle against the Yeah, means nothing to me either. They also shot the Shawshank Redemption there, at the Ohio State Reformatory. Oh look, I think they were filming something else when this was taken. Lots of lights and a big trailer. Other super duper amazing things that were filmed in Ohio, of course, include that famous scene where Slow-Mo said, "I dare you to put your hands on me."
Are you put your hands on me?
Watch out, bro. That's stupid.
But today, in Cleveland of the Ohio, this story focuses around Slow-Mo and her man Titus. But yay, woohoo, guess who's coming over this week?
My sisters will be here to see my house for the first time, and I'm excited about it.
She says that they've never been there before, but the 2 air mattresses that she gets out of the cupboard have both been opened and used. But yeah, you know, they've never been there before. So the ladies turn up to the house that's emptier than Titus's promises.
And welcome to my house.
Okay, we see you don't have the furniture yet.
Yet, it's been like nearly a year at this point. So essentially then she just sort of lives in her bedroom. She's not working or anything, she just sits in this one room with a TV and a phone. So who's in jail here? So the overprotective and clout-hungry sisters are back. And they've got one question. Who's got the best moustache?
The main purpose of us coming here was to see what Titus' intentions were with Monique.
The last situation, I saw it unfold, and it was just too much drama.
Now, Slow-Mo's decided not to tell them either about why he was in prison or the fact that things had been a bit rocky. Hence, she decided not to buy any furniture. So they all pop out for dinner to discuss old Loverboy.
Tell us a little bit more about Titus.
How long has he been incarcerated?
13 years for robbery.
And they were cool with that bit. Here's a question for you, dear viewer. What length of time would make you raise an eyebrow? Granted, it depends on what it is, and maybe for some people any time is too much time. But let's say your friend has met a new person and they say, oh, well, he's only been in for a couple of months. Okay, well, maybe that's not so bad. Couldn't have been anything too horrific. Or what if they said he's been in for a couple of years? Okay, well, I'm starting to get a little bit worried now. Now I kind of really need to know what they did. Or what about if they said he's been in there for more than 10 years? Check please. But then, Slow-Mo gets another most important phone call.
My baby loves red cars.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, I've asked you not to call me that. Hi, Slow-Mo, it's Lawd Lukan again, the guy who makes the YouTubes. Do you remember me?
Yeah.
Good. I was just calling to say that I've got some waxing strips on sale at Walmart at the moment. So, you might want to pass that on.
You want to see my sisters?
Nope. So, as always, Titus manages to call at an astonishingly convenient moment while they're filming. Wow, that's uncanny, isn't it? So, the sisters take Titus off to interrogate him about his intentions towards Slow-Mo.
Right now, it's to love on her, I guess.
What do you guess? You said just to love on her, you guess? We need you to be sure.
Oh dear. Now they might be a little bit overprotective, but I can kind of see why. Slow-Mo isn't exactly good at making decisions, and has a dating past which has left more bodies than Jeffrey Dahmer, which incidentally was also shot in Ohio and was the location where he killed his first victim. In Akron, in fact, which is also the home to Cyrax the Goblin Lolcow, who likes children and putting a stylus up his bum. Anyway, seeing as Slow-Mo's street smarts consist of locating the sidewalk, she's probably not inspired much faith from her sister's point of view. And Titus isn't about to go making it any better.
I got a son to take care of. I have an older mother I gotta take care of when I get home.
And as we cut to him in prison talking to the production crew, it becomes more and more apparent that his past life isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
I got close relationship to my baby mom. She's been riding with me forever, so.
And there it is. I think we all knew that this was going to happen. And there's a little tiny piece of me that kind of feels a little bit sorry for her. She went on a live telling people how excited she was for the world to see her new relationship and how great it was. And then we find out that to keep Slow-Mo sweet, Titus told her that his baby mama knows all about her. But
No, actually, my baby mom don't know or have a clue who Monique is.
yes, indeedy. And we still don't really know if Slow-Mo's the only pen pal that Titus has been communicating with. Although I do hope that Karma likes to watch a bit of Lalu too. And that Titus's baby mama hasn't been telling him the entire truth about who's been keeping her warm and busy the whole time he's been away. And when the sisters start to grill him on his meh answers, he takes the easy way out.
Sister.
I think he ended it.
You don't say? Wow, you must be the genius of the family. And I'm guessing it's not the only thing that he's going to be finishing prematurely. And I mean that in a kind of a relationship way, and not in a sort of, oops, that doesn't usually happen to me kind of way. The old Eminem and Mariah Carey kind of thing.
I've been just talking to Titus, and he seems unsure about a lot of stuff.
Like what?
What the hell do you think he's unsure about? The weather? Oh, it's sort of the decor at your place, or, whether the security cameras have got a decent enough warranty, and, a little bit of whether or not he's really all that into you. But in true Slow-Mo fashion, she is sailing her boat on denial. And it's not Titus's fault, no. It's the sister's fault.
I felt like y'all was trying to do what y'all did in my last relationship, and it's like, no, I don't want it to be that way.
No, I've been quite lucky, really, not having the interfering sister kind of thing. I've been sat down by the father kind of thing. And actually, that particular guy said that his dog was a really good judge of character, and therefore I passed the test. But surely, if you have a sister giving you the 3rd degree, then you just have to write it out and let them know that it's all fine. That you're glad that she has an invested family. And, you can borrow a razor. But one of my favourite parts of the scene is this bit. Did you see it? Here it is again. Did you see it that time? It was Slow-Mo versus Straw. And here it is in slow-mo. She goes in. Oh, nope, it got away. A bit like a man. They cut away so fast, though. I wanted to watch her chase the straw around the glass. Anyway, the sisters ask about the baby mama. And it turns out that Titus had a 10-year relationship with her. And Slow-Mo doesn't know if they broke up, if at all.
Did y'all talk about that?
We did.
And for the rest of the part, it's like boring, like, who cares, like.
Like,
Slow-Mo then uses the old Titus method to escape the conversation in slow motion, and she heads into the restaurant, where she decides she'd like to have a much closer look at the floor. I shouldn't really laugh, but it's just that she goes down so slowly. It's like Slow-Mo even takes a dive in slow-mo. I have a couple of thoughts on this. Number one, where there's a blame, there's a claim. Or number two, it was a creative way of getting out of the conversation. Throw yourself on the floor and create a diversion. Good job.
Monique, you okay? Call the ambulance.
Yeah, you better had. That floor might need resuscitating. You know, some people chase love in the same way they chase fame. Loud, frantic, and mostly for the cameras. And when the family tries to steer them back to reality, they treat good advice like background noise. But the truth is, there's no shame in stepping off the roller coaster and choosing your own company for a while. And honestly, being single does start to sound like the ideal package. No drama, no plot twists, no emotional customer service. Just you, your snacks, and the sweet relief of not auditioning for somebody else's chaos. So that's the end of this video, but not the end of that episode. I've got the second half coming to you this week, as I'm going to be making slightly shorter episodes, but putting out more of them. So stick around for more of that very, very soon. Thank you for watching. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure to share this little adventure with you. And thank you so much for all your amazing comments. I read them all and I try to get back to as many as I can. I can also do little voice replies now. So the first 10 comments will get a personalised voice message from me. So if you like what I do, then please do like, subscribe and check out one of these little beauties. So until we meet again, stay beautiful, love to my three, and you take care of yourself.
Keep